Hello guys, Keval Ganatra here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today in this video we are not going to continue about our programming series, that is our ongoing series on Python 3, but we will take a break, and in this video we will discuss about the top 7 programming languages to learn in 2020. Yes, you might have already seen the title, so that is what we are going to discuss in this video. So 2019 is about to end. So there has to be some New Year resolution, right? Or if not resolution, but there has to be a learning curve, or there has to be some plan for the upcoming year. So these are the top 7 programming languages that I have picked according to my experience that you should surely learn if you don't know in 2020, and you should get your hands dirty on it. So let's start. Before that, let's roll the intro. So at number 7, I have got Golang, or the Go programming language. Now if you might be thinking that why Golang is there in the list, then let me tell you that Golang is doing really well in the past few years. Also over the past few years it has got, or it started getting the recognition that it wasn't getting before. Yes, it is not new into the market. There have been few years that since the Golang is there, but now officially people have started to recognize its power, and it is rigorously used nowadays in the backend. So I think the upcoming years 2020 and 2021 will be the years, or will be the breakthrough years for this Golang programming language, and it since it is used in backend and it is doing really well in the backend. So I think it will be one of the really good choices for the backend web development. So this is the reason why Golang is there in the list at number 7, and in 2020 you should surely have your hands on Golang. So now let's have just a look on the stats and the history of Golang. So Golang first appeared in 2009, and yes, now it's almost a decade since Golang is here. But now surely in the upcoming or in the coming decade, it will surely have a boost in its usage. So it is there since 2009. It was developed by Robert Grishamner and his colleagues. So now it is a Google product, and it is maintained by the Golang authors and the Google team. So this is about Golang, and talking about the average starting salary in India, then it might go up to 3 lakhs to 4 lakhs as a Golang developer. So this is about Golang, and that is why I have kept Golang at number 7. So let's see that what we have got at number 6. So at number 6 I have Swift. Yes, Swift is used in the iOS app development. So Swift was first introduced in 2014 at the Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference, and the development was started in 2010 by the Chris Landner and his colleagues. So Swift is a technology that is used in iOS development, and it has almost replaced the old Objective-C. So now the developers that want to develop the apps for the iOS are choosing and opting Swift at largely. So now you might think that there are many other options for you to develop an iOS app, such as you have Flutter. Nowadays Flutter is also getting a really good recognition. So with the help of Flutter you can develop cross-platform applications that will work both on Android as well as iOS. Also you have got React Native, and there are many such other cross-platform technologies. But let me tell you, there is something into the native. Okay, if you want to develop something, and if you develop that in the native, rather it be for the iOS using the Swift, or rather it be for Android using Java or Golang, it has a complete different power. So so for the iOS development, there is the only option that we can see for the native, that is Swift. And since Apple's market is a really big market, and Apple comes up with every new model or the new generation of its mobiles every year, so it is necessary that there will be a demand for the Apple, that is the iOS developers. So Swift is something that will have its demand in the upcoming years, and that has gradually increased. Yes, Swift is very young as we see if compared to other programming languages, but yes, again, since it is connected to the iOS market, so the demand is going to be high. Since the demand for the iOS phones is very high, thus there has to be iOS developers as well. So Swift is something that you should keep your eye on, and again it will get, or it gets, a really good starting package of 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs in India, talking about in India. So this is Swift at number 6. So at number 5 I have got C#. Okay, now you might be thinking, is C# outdated? There have been few questions over the past few times that C# is outdated or it is not used, and if you haven't come across this argument, then okay, let it be. But there have been such arguments. Then let me tell you, these arguments are nothing but just you should keep them aside, because C# is not going anywhere. Because because due to its .NET framework, C# is going to stay here, and C# is rigorously used because of its .NET, that is ASP framework, in the web development, and it is doing wonders there. So it is not possible that you can skip C# in 2020 also, because the web developers, the demand for the web developers, demand for the full stack web developers is going to stay over a period of a time, and C# is something that will help you. Also talking about the game development with Unity, C# is doing really wonders there as well. So C# is something that you should surely have on your list, and I have kept it at number 5 for the purpose of game development and the web development. So these are the two reasons that C# is rigorously used and it is performing really well. There are more, such as it is also used in software development, it is also used in cross-platform app development, but the two things that you should keep in mind is app web development and game development. So at number 4 I have got is Dart programming language. Now you might be thinking, Dart at number 4? Yes, I have got Dart programming language at number 4. And the reason behind it, first, again it's a Google product, and unless and until you have Google at the back, you don't have to worry about it. But this is not the only reason, right? Because Dart is at number 4, the reason is it's Flutter. Now what is Flutter? You might know, or you might have heard over the past few years that Flutter is something that is used for the cross-platform app development. Again, but if you want to learn Flutter, you need to know Dart. So due to that reason, due to the increase in the acceptance by the developers for the Flutter, and increase in the Flutter community, increase in the what we can say, that increase in the developers for the Flutter, Dart is something that has also gradually increased, or the demand for the Dart has also increased. Because if you want to learn Flutter, or if you want to work on Flutter, you have to, or you should know Dart. So this is the reason why Dart is at number 4. Then again, that it will be surely in demand in the upcoming few years. The reason is that right now at the moment there are Flutter developers, right? But they are not in the huge, or we can say that there are Flutter developers, but the count is really less. So the demand for a really good skilled Flutter developer is going to remain, and surely you will be able to crack a really big deal. So Flutter is something that you should have your hands in the upcoming years, but before that, before moving to Flutter, you should know Dart. Again, if you know Java, then Dart will be like a cakewalk for you. But again, Dart is something that you should surely learn in 2020, because it will have that demand in the upcoming years with a really good packages. Again, Dart is really young. It was first appeared in 2011 and it was officially introduced to the world in 2013. So if you can see that Dart is really young, but it is gaining that recognition now in the market, and the Flutter developers are also started, or the companies have also switched to Flutter, or most of the companies, or the startup companies you can say. So not Flutter, but Dart is something that you should surely have your hands on in the 2020. So this was at my number 4, Dart programming. Okay, so what we have got at number 3? At number 3 we have Java. Java, developed by James Gosling, and Java is something that is going to remain here for now, or for upcoming 10 to 15 years at least. I can say that the power of Java before 10 years or before 20 years was great. It is great, and it is going to remain great. If you can say that Java will decrease, or the demand for the Java will decrease in the upcoming years, then let me tell you, it won't. Because Java is something that is going to stay here, and it is here to stay in the market. Now why learn Java? Java is something that will help you a lot of things, and according to me, if you want to be a good programmer, Java is something that will certainly help you to become a good programmer. So Java is something that if you are not familiar with it, you should surely learn Java. Java is rigorously used in Android app development, again native app development for Android, and the power of Java in Android app development is something that you should surely try and understand. And if you want to learn Kotlin for the Android app development further, Java is something that you should surely know. Java is also used with the introduction of the Spring Boot and all these frameworks. The Java implementation at the web development side has also increased, but also Java was and is or will be used in the two things that is rigorously used, that is software testing and software development. So these are few fields where Java has got its hands and the grip really tight. So Java is not going anywhere, and if you want to be a Java developer, you have surely a bright future in 2020 as well. So Java is something you should surely consider in 2020. So let's move ahead at number 2. So what we have got at number 2? At number 2 I have JavaScript. Now the reason of JavaScript being at number 2 is nowadays the modern JavaScript, not the old JavaScript that you might think of that was used on the client side web development, but the modern JavaScript is something that is used in each and every place on the web or in the internet. JavaScript is used in web development, JavaScript is used in Android application development, that too cross-platform. JavaScript has also got its hand dirty on AR, VR, also on machine learning and artificial intelligence, and the frameworks like or the libraries like React, Vue, and this all things. And if you also want to learn React Native further, then these are something that will help you to give that motivation to learn JavaScript. And JavaScript is something that has it, or the boost in the demand for the JavaScript is really great in the upcoming years. So at number 2 I have JavaScript without any doubt. So at number 1 what we have got, and you might have guessed it already right, because at number 1 I have got Python. We are in 2020, right? So at number 1 there has to be Python. Now why Python at number 1? There are no doubt about it. Python is rigorously used and has shown its power in data science, in machine learning, and in artificial intelligence. So these are the three things where Python has shown its power, and the Python community is really great and really big, and the Python is doing really well in all those fields. Also Python is used in a technology that you might have heard, that is IoT, and IoT is also gaining a lot of power or a lot of recognition in the past few years. So IoT is something that is going to increase its demand, so Python is also used there as well. Again, Python, as we discussed for the JavaScript, Python is also something that is used each and everywhere you can think of. The frameworks like Flask and Django that are used in web development. Again, the key frameworks like Kiwi that are used for app development. Again, it is also used in software development and embedded systems. So Python is something that works as an all-rounder. If you learn Python, if you master Python, you can survive in the industry for upcoming 5 years at least. So Python has to be at number 1, and the reason behind it is the implementation of it in artificial intelligence, data science and machine learning. Again, not only these things, but we know that Python is a really easy language for the beginner, and also it has got a lot of community support, a hell lot of libraries and models. Thus Python is at number 1 on my list, and this is something that you should learn in 2020. So this is what I have figured out as the list from list 1 to 7, that is top 7 programming languages that you should learn in 2020. So you might have seen the list of top 3 programming languages or top 5 programming languages, but because of the different use case and because of the different purpose to learn a particular language according to the goal of an individual, I have figured out the 7 programming languages that you should have an eye on. Also, before going, there are few honorable mentions and the technologies that might get boosted in the upcoming time. So the honorable mentions are: 1 is PHP. PHP, we know that its power in the web development and its contribution at the web and its its power at the web. Okay. At the second honors that I want to do is SQL. So these are 2 things that are something that you should surely have an eye on, and surely keep in mind that you can't survive without these 2 things as well. Also, the technologies that you should keep an eye on in 2020 is the Rust programming language. Rust programming language will surely get a boost in 2020 and in the upcoming years. Also, the technologies like blockchain, technologies like IoT and all these things, these are something that are going to really change in the upcoming years. So that's it for this video, and let's catch up again in the Python series. And I hope you like this list of 1 to 7, and if you disagree with any ranking or if you think there is something that should be in this list, let me know below in the comment section. That's it for this video. Let's catch up in the next one.